Good morning, everybody. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning, morning, Qigong. Oh, let's just get my suitcase out of the way. We don't need that, do we, in the background? Right, good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. Right, I don't think that's not quite the right angle. Let me just do that. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Gorgeous day, gorgeous day, gorgeous day. And we've got some healing to do this morning. Good morning, the Morning Qigong. I love that name. Katie's Morning Qigong, or the Morning Qigong, depending on which way you want to do it. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Right, let's get healing. Let's get doing some Qigong. Let's get on our path of 10,000 steps. Although most of us are already on that path. And it's my duty and my excitement to give you as much as I possibly can. Good morning. Good morning. Let's shake it out. Let's check it. Morning, Moto. It's my friend Claire. Claire is joining the Qigongers. Morning, Qigongers. Chatty Qigong, morning Qigong, healing Qigong. This is self-care where it needs to start. It is free, it is informative, it is useful, it works. It's fun. We're going to laugh and stretch and vibrate and shake and tap our way into wellness is what we're going to do. So remember, everybody here, this is the most amazing community of souls if ever there was one. Everybody here supporting each other on our journey. And I have to tell you that in all of my years of clinic, I can tell you that everybody suffers, everybody goes through pain, everybody goes through unwell phases in their life, and the great exciting news is that there is something you can do about it. Once you understand what the problem is, you are then on your steps to sorting it out for yourself. And what a relief. The number of people that I've spoken to over the years who are just completely confused with all of the different options out there, and they've tried this, and they've tried that, and then you don't know whether the person's any good or whether what you're doing is right, and it's not connected to anything else, and then people contradict each other, and it all gets terribly confusing. And the great thing about this is where you start, okay? Jules and I sat down for many years and just sat down, as Jules said, right, she'll say, let's just sit down, have a coffee, which by the way I don't drink, but she does, have a coffee and work it out, she'd say. And then I'd wang on, and she'd just capture it all, and we put it down into a process. And the process starts here. The general process, the general steps to wellness. You start broad, okay? You get your circulation sorted. You get the lymph moving. You identify any tender spots in your body. You start to shift the kind of the mechanics of the body, okay? The nuts and bolts, the physicality. We start broad, and then we pincer up, okay? That's how we work it out. And we do it together. And you will have little healing miracles along the way because the body wants to get rid of stuff that it doesn't serve it any longer, okay? Bodies want to be healthy. Bodies want to be happy. Bodies want to be alive. This is all good stuff when you're healing, okay? The fact that you're working with an organism that actually wants to do what you're intending it to do is fantastic. You just need to know what to do. So what we're doing right now is like the toothbrushing of healthcare, okay? You've got to do this stuff every day, like brushing your teeth. This is a really important aspect, okay? Shaking, stamping, getting rid of it. Get rid, purge, purging out that which doesn't serve you any longer, whatever it is. Someone was horrible to you. Someone did something violent, vile, horrendous, abusive. Get rid of it. Get rid of it for you, because we're going to make the space for the good stuff in a bit, okay? We're going to sing it in and hum it in and laugh it in, but right now we're going to get rid. Get rid of it, whatever it is, whatever it was. Childhood traumas, accidents, abusive relationships, pain, grief, bereavement, suffering, worry, upset, financial problems. Get rid of it. Breathe it in. Release it. And now breathe and smile. Now, Rome wasn't built in a day. A couple of outward breaths is not going to shift long-term problems, but my goodness me, we are going to do this one marble at a time, and we're going to do it together, okay? So you just shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. With my adhesions. Been there for 10 years, actually been there for 14 because it all started when my daughter was born and I had to have an emergency cesarean. Many other women have the same problem. Doesn't really get talked about. Shake your middle. Get rid. It doesn't serve us anymore. We're very grateful for what happened at the time. Hello, and here is my daughter. Good morning.
Morning, when are you leaving?
Later on today, darling.
And when you're coming back?
On Saturday. Please let me down, Joseph. Okay, love you. So back again, right. Things, the way that we reacted to situations in the past was inevitably justified at the time. These painful feelings that we go through, worry, grief, anger, anxiety, depression, these are all part of the human body helping itself and managing its way through tricky waters, okay? That's what we do. And then we have to transcend. That's the healing component, okay? So at the time you have to deal with it the way you have to deal with it. That's what bodies do. Now, drum. Now that we've started to shift things, what we're doing in the beginning of this class, we're creating the space where the Taoist masters say you can't fill an already full cup. Jules, that's one of the quotes we need to put into our plan that we're creating for everybody. It's a 5-step plan. Jules is like, oh no, bit of holiday reading for you, Jules. No, I'm joking. We're doing a plan, which is basically what I tell you, and it's basically what's in the book, but it's presented in a new, fresh way that we think is going to be easier. You can't fill an already full cup. If your cup is full of trauma and upset, good morning, Catherine, trauma, upset, pain, suffering, old emotions, if your cup is full of all of that, and by your cup I mean your body and yourself and your soul and your spirit and your emotions and the communication in your body, these emotions, they circuit in the blood. Okay, that's why we do 2 sides of the heart. We do this and then we do this, because the heart has its own composition but also is responsible for the blood. And this emotional conversation is carried in the blood. It's a network talking to itself. It's like a big matrix, like the internet, okay? The internet is basically like the human body in many, many ways. You can't fill it you can't do something to it if it's already full. You've got to shift it. That's what we're doing now. We're going to drum it. Use your tapper. We're going to tap and shake. Breathe down into the lower belly. Breathe, 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 breathe. Down, down. Just now, we're going to get everything moving, get that circulation moving, get the lymphatics moving. Think about what's upsetting you at the moment. If you were in clinic with me right now and I'm saying, how can I help you? Which is what I say. What do you want? What do you need me to do? What do we need to look at? And then you start talking. Okay, so if we're talking about bereavements, abuse, upset, worry, anxiety, pain, trauma, multiple traumas, multiple pains. We're now talking the word life. That's what life gives us, multiple pain and multiple trauma. What we do is we start general. We start with the whole circuit of the body, which is what we're doing now. We shake all of the body. We tap all of the body. And then we start focusing in on the joints. Any painful areas, tap them. Tap, tap, tap. They're painful for a reason. The body's put something there. It's either put heat there because it was stressed and it needed to do something, or it's put trauma there and pain because it needs to put it somewhere. If we've not expressed it correctly and not had someone to help us correctly at the time, it ends up in the body because the body doesn't want it orbiting around in the circulation system forever and ever and ever. So it dumps it somewhere and goes, I'll deal with that later. And then it starts to hurt. So we tap it, and we love it, and we love ourselves, and we love each other. We stay in this lovely safe place that we're all here together. You can ask Jules and Catherine your questions if you need, because then what happens is you need the specifics. Yes, but what about this particular situation? What about arthritis? What about heartache? What about skin? What about varicose veins? What about hip pain? Ask the questions. Every day we get together. Every day we'll help you. We'll do the very best we can anyway. So that we'll help you with the specifics, because we can tell you how your particular problem fits to the overall whole. And the overall whole is what we're doing in the class. Purge and nourish. Ensure that the circulation is moving freely. Release stagnant old traumas and energetic patterns that no longer serve you. Create the space for your higher self, for higher frequencies, higher vibrations, which do serve you, and you will start to feel better, okay? Jules has got the list there. Tap, tap, tap. What's the topic today, Jules? Talking of topics, because what we will do every day is talk a topic. And now we're putting them up. So on the IGTV, it will say morning Qigong and varicose veins. Or it will say morning Qigong and heartache. It will say what it is. It makes it very easy for you to navigate. Is it sugar cravings? Okay, tap, 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 sugar cravings. Okay, so that's kind of sugar cravings. That's a nice one for the summer when we're all trying to get into our summer shapes. Can you be superficial and ask for cellulite? Yes, you can. Cellulite was done the other day, but let's do it anyway. Tapping for start is brilliant for cellulite, because cellulite is basically circulation not moving properly and weak kidneys. So you want to basically get the kidney fat sheet. A lot of fear with the kidneys. So often you find people when they're suffering from a fearful situation, the energy goes down and the body pushes it down, because the kidneys are responsible for that emotion, and the kidneys are responsible for the knees and the legs and the energy going downwards, so it will settle in the thighs. So, first of all, we replace fear with wisdom, because wisdom will tell you, and new patterns of behaviour, which is what we're doing today. And then you whack yourself with your tapper. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And then you get your comb, which I don't have to hand, so I'll have to use a rose quartz. Pretend this is a comb. In your shower, you get your wobbly bits and you just get that comb down your bum, down your thighs, down your inner legs. Always make sure that you comb all the way to the bottom and all the way back up again, okay? Because these lower even though the cellulite's not here, the channels, the command points of the channels are down at the bottom of the legs. So you'll often find that the lower leg and the knees will come up very red when you're treating the cellulite of the upper thigh, okay? And just go over, over, over. You want to go up the inside, down the outside. And you can comb about 5 minutes per leg, depending on how aggressively you want to go. You can really bring up the shower in the shower. It's the best place to do it every single day. And then tap. And breathe. Remember, in Qigong, this is all about life force energy. This is the will to live. This is the strength of the body. This is strong, powerful, happy, healthy physiques. Okay? Pain-free and full of understanding. Because the key to key to health is knowing what the problem is and knowing what to do about it. Okay? Most people are now blind. We think we're sitting ducks to health. We think the body's just got a mind of its own, that we've got no power to do anything about it, we've got no power to prevent, no power to treat, no power to do anything at all. It's not true. You can master your health and we're going to help you. And you know what? It's free. It's free. Of course there are products attached to it if you want to buy them, but it's free. Let's get rid of the tapper. It's free. You can use your hands. You can use your breath. Let's tap our hearts. Tap the spleen points. This is really good for the abdomen. Really good for lymphatics. Jules, this is what I was saying in the thing yesterday. You know, remember to tap. You can just use your hands, okay? Over on Katie Brindle, this is all about the truth. This is all about knowing, understanding the body, treating with breath, with knowledge, with techniques. Tap, 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 and breathe. Allow this lovely new positive energy, wisdom and understanding and knowledge and power to come into the body. Breathe it in. because as we talk, this resonates in, just as those old emotions were resonating around and causing mayhem. Now we're going to come in with the good stuff. And the body resounds to it because the body knows it's true, because it is. Right, and then just twist. So sugar cravings really is an imbalance in the spleen. When the spleen is just basically overworked and just overwhelmed, which often our spleens are responsible for the digestive system in Chinese medicine, but also knowledge. Oh, information. Now that's interesting, because you see, we live in the information age, and we often refer to digesting information or sleeping on problems. Okay, so that's the spleen energy. And if ever there was a time when we are consuming information by the bucket load, it's absolutely overwhelming, the amount of content that we are now subjected to. If you compare it to, say, 100 years ago, or watch a Jane Austen Netflix, they sort of read a little book in the afternoon for a bit, or do some embroidery. And now, you know, we're just dealing with information all the time. My daughter was online the other day looking for some summer stuff, and it was just like flick, 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 flick. It was just image, 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 image. It's overwhelming on the body, and the poor old spleen just gets completely consumed by the whole thing, and it's too much. Not to mention bad eating habits, food that's travelled for thousands of miles, think diet advice, which is probably doing more harm than good. All of this stuff weakens the spleen, okay? So download the spleen fact sheet, it's all there. If you've got the book, have a look at the digestion chapter, but there we talk about the times to eat, how to eat, just slowing down, chewing your food, giving yourself 20 minutes at the end of a meal to just, because once the food's gone into your mouth and been swallowed, that is not the end of the process. That's the beginning. You need to give yourself a little bit of a breather. The spleen needs to get to work at this point. And it can't if you're just rushing around and then back at your desks and consuming more information at your desks with work. This is the problem. So the spleen then sort of puts up an emergency crisis and goes, oh, I can't go. And of course it asks for sweet, because that is the flavour of the spleen. Okay, each organ has its own flavour. And if you're craving one of them, like salt or sweet or vinegar, okay, or bitter, any of the, or sour or pungent, those are the flavours, okay? So if that's what you're craving, it shows you that the organ isn't too happy. We need to do something about it. So you need to support your spleen. So of course, this Qigong class is brilliant, tapping is brilliant, anything that involves these organs around here, okay? Now, before we do the healing sounds, I'm going to go a bit harder today, okay? We're just going to do a powerful one, and then we're going to do a gentle one. I just want to get rid. This morning, it's about detox, so decluttering the body. Okay, we're getting it out. We're just pulling it out. So as long as you're okay, if you're not too strong, just go gently again. But just intent it to come out, okay? What we're coming out of the lungs right now is grief, okay? And letting go. You need to let go. Anything that's clogging you up, let go, okay? Zzz, push it out. Zzz. Okay, the heart, drum the heart, anything that's hurt you, any kind of pain in your heart over your life, rejections. Go to your spleen, your left-hand side, anything that's made you worry, okay, any lack of integrity where people have really abused your trust. Get rid of them. Get rid of the pain. Get rid of it. We're going to fill it up next. Right. Go, 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 go. Go to your right-hand side. This is the liver. Anyone who's pissed you off, any nasty, horrible person, get rid of them. Anyone at all in your life, no matter what the injustice is, some sibling, a partner, a parent, anyone at all, we're going to get rid, because we're going to fill it up with really lovely emotion after this. Get rid of it. Do it, do it. Right, now we're going to go gently on our kidneys. Right, kidneys. Just squeeze them, okay? But we're going to get rid of it. Anything that's frightened you, anyone or any situation in your whole life that's frightened you, get rid of it. Choo. And now, any emotion that has been circulating around your body for the last however many years in your blood circulation, telling you that you can't do this, you shouldn't do that, you can't behave like this, you shouldn't be like that. Let's all just have a Shirley Valentine moment and go, do you know what? I am just going to start in my new place, okay? So it's like whatever, okay? So we're going to go, he, get rid of it, he, new patterns coming, he, right, now we can bring in the nice stuff. So now we're going to go to the lovely, gentle, healing vibrations. We are now going to transcend. And this is how we do it. We transcend with the higher vibration. We now have space. Clock yourself. Oh, that feels good. Right, let's bring in the lovely, pure, beautiful emotions. This is what your body wants to feel like. This is your body. This is the higher vibration of the lung. This is courage. Courage. The courage of your convictions. The courage to be yourself. And the gratitude to the universe for your very life and the very fact that you're here to be able to carry out your life's purpose. Okay, this is where we're going now. So we go, smile. Jules, stop joking aside. This is important healing. Courage to be yourself. Gratitude for yourself. And nice, beautiful, strong, vibrating lungs. Jules is clearly offering liquid refreshment for anybody interested. Okay, I did have to pick like the hottest day of the year to be completely wild and crazy, but who cares? Right, the heart. Now we've got rid of the pain. Bring in universal love, love of the self, and love of the humanity of the world around you, and the belief that we are going to make changes to improve everything around us. Starting with your own inner world, we can start to project it out. She does love me, really. You're all feeling it today. We're socking it out there. We are going to do this together, okay? We are going to get well. This is the path of 10,000 miles. I promise. Jules and I are going to help you with this. And so is Catherine. Sorry, Catherine, Jules and I are going to help you, okay? Because you need to understand the process. Start with the general. Get rid of what you don't serve and then bring in the good stuff, okay? And understand, above all, understand. And it's free. It's all free. If you want to go over to Hey You and buy something, thank you very much. But you don't have to. Jules and I, the reason why Jules wakes up every morning and so does Catherine is because we like giving it away. Don't we, Jules and Catherine? We love a giveaway and we like giving all the information away, which is precisely what we're going to do. Go to your left-hand side, your left, your left, your left, the spleen energy. Now we've got rid of worry and we've got rid of people abusing our good natures and our trust. And we are now going to bring into the body the path of righteousness, which is the right path for you. It might not be the easy path, but it's the right path. And integrity and knowledge and intelligence, and the intelligence to make good decisions. Okay, the liver makes the decisions, but the knowledge that goes into this all comes from your spleen. And this is all about having the sweet tooth, okay? We're going to do the right thing for our bodies now. We are going to sit for 20 minutes, thanks very much, after we eat. We are going to eat locally well-sourced, healthy food that doesn't involve animal cruelty. We're not going to buy this rubbish they're giving us. We're just not going to do it anymore because it's over. That stuff's gone. We're not doing it now. That is what the spleen wants to do. In bed feeling awful, you stay in bed, sweetie. Stay there. Let our energy carry you. Just watch in stark amazement what's coming down your phone. Just watch. It's a healing crisis rest. I had one over. Now go to your liver, bring in the high vibration of the liver. This is kindness, compassion, benevolence, decision making, making good decisions, decisions that serve you well, forgiveness. Forgive what people have done to you. Never mind if you can't get to forgiving them, forgive them for yourself. You start with the self. When you can reach out and transcend that into forgiving them for what they've done to you, that's a big step. But we start with the self because we need to liberate you. Never mind those horrible people, it's about you. So, that's okay, Aniko, stay in bed, sweetie. Just let us heal you. Do the vibrations if you can and breathe. You were supposed to be doing them twice. Honestly, the first step was to get rid of the lower vibration. Now we're bringing in the high vibration. We're doing them twice. This is all the high stuff that we're bringing into the body. What we were pounding out before, we were drumming out the stuff we don't want. We're now filling it up with the high vibration so that this is now what's going around the body. Nico, do the vibrations if you can, okay? If not, just let us work with you. Go to your kidneys. Now we're going to wisdom. Wisdom of the soul. Wisdom of the truth. Up and down the sides of the heart. This is the circulation. This is like the body's conversation with itself. This class is not getting cut down. Okay, we have an hour to help everybody and we're going to do it if that's okay with everyone. Okay, people want to click off, that's fine. I'm going to give you an hour of healing every weekday because that's what I would like to do. So if anyone likes to join me, you're all very welcome. Now take your crystal. We don't need to go back over the sounds this time. We can just give it a little breath. Take them to the higher self. This is where the soul exits the body on your very last breath. And the only thing it takes with it is vibration. That's all. The wisdom of the kidneys go out with the soul. So everything that you've learnt in this life is what you take with you. Everything else you leave behind. So might as well keep a little eye on that whilst we're going through every single day of our lives, which is why we practice these amazing sounds, okay? So, right, without further ado, we can now laugh. We are now going to go. Now we've created all this lovely space. Ready and... Laugh it in. You've got healing sounds vibrating in the bodies. Laugh, amplify. Laugh quietly. Jules. Whoa. Catherine, run whilst you can. Save yourselves, everybody. I'm sure that's been, oh, there we go. I was about to say, I'm sure that was a minute. Let's just do a few extra seconds for good measure. Laugh in those vibrations. You've created a huge amount of space today. Now... Catherine, save yourself. Jules, it's too late, I'm afraid. We know where you are. We follow you everywhere you go. We're even coming to Greece, aren't we, gang, right? Anyway, Qigong Greece. Right, now, check in. Check in. Wow. Okay, my body is just going like this. It's full of really powerful chi. And now that we've done all that really intense purge and nourish in the first half of this class, now we go into the flow. And now all we're going to do is allow all that beautiful energy to now really beautifully circulate around the body, okay? And that is all you need to do. And then on top of that, understand the idiosyncrasies of your problems, okay? Write them down on a list, okay? And make sure that you're asking us the questions. We're getting these fact sheets out. Jules is working out the which ones we're starting with. We're trying to start with the most general and then kind of go more and more specific. But we are here to help you. And with each step of your journey, we're here to support you. It's an integrated journey. It starts here. It starts with the knowledge. It starts with the fact sheets. It starts with the understanding. That's the first step. Then you purge that which doesn't serve you any longer. We've done that. Then you nourish in with amazing vibrations that do serve you. Right, we'll be doing that. Then you move them around the body. Now, that bit, that's the next step. Moving them around the body. Now, it starts here with what we're doing, with these simple exercises I do with you every day, okay? Then it goes to the 12 rivers. Jules, just please hook up Aaron's link. The 12 rivers is the next step. But get to this step first. You need to have completely been totally happy with what we're doing here for free before you start spending any money on anything, okay? The 12 rivers relate to each organ of your body, has a river of chi that runs through it. If you strengthen up each of those rivers, a lot of the signs and symptoms will start to melt away, because if you've got rivers full of chi, the body just sorts itself out as a general rule, okay? So that's the next step. Once you've got your head around that, it takes 5 days to learn, and you've learned it, you're doing it every day, and you're going, wow, this is amazing. The next step is the heaven and earth sequence. They are the reservoirs of chi. They go deeper. They're deeper than even the ones that we're doing here, okay? They're like not even your overdraft. They're like your inheritance. It's like some rich uncle died and left you a load of money. They're like that. Very nice, thank you very much. Very handy for the body. They're the reservoirs. Once you've done that, we should have you sorted. And if we don't, we'll talk to you and we'll find out what's left to sort out. But that is how we heal the body. Not with food, well, a little bit with food, obviously eat sensibly and follow the advice in the book and in the sheets. But basically, The number one healing modality to the body is breath. But also, aside from breath, is intellect. It's understanding yourself and your pain. If you understand your pain, you can do something about it. Out of the darkness comes the light. And now we're in the light. And breathe and smile. Jules, can we get that Mona Lisa smile up, please? I keep talking about it, keep forgetting. That Mona Lisa smile all day makes a massive difference to your organs. Go the other way now. Just that little smile on your lips all day long. That's why it's such a famous picture. Well, that's one of the reasons. It's the hidden reason. Breathe, smile, relax. Just allow the body to enjoy this lovely feeling. Healing is pleasurable. Even the little crises we get along the way enable us to rest. Look after yourself. In the old days, someone would have looked after you. Now we have to indulge ourselves. Watch something nice on the telly. Talk to somebody on Skype for a bit. Watch some nice stuff on Instagram. Sleep. Eat nourishing food. Breathe. Tap. Healing sounds. Now bring your feet together. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Go right up on your toes, really stretch, breathe out. This exercise is so good for the nervous system, for the liver. The liver controls the nervous system, and the nervous system is very detrimental to the liver if it's on edge. Which, if you're in fight or flight and you're stressed and you're rushing around, that does not help your liver. Then your liver, because it's a very big bossy organ, starts getting very dogmatic, starts bossing everyone around, and the first port of call is your spleen, because the liver controls the spleen in Chinese medicine, and because it's aggressive and the liver's really, and the spleen is soft and weak, it hammers into the spleen, and the spleen just goes, oh, and then it asks for sugar. Sugar, because the spleen is like sweet, so it thinks, I need something to help me, this liver's bullying me and it's nasty. I know, I'll have a cake, I'll have some chocolate, I'll have some dairy milk, I'll have that leftover Easter egg that's sitting in my sweet cupboard. Doesn't matter, it'll just have it. And then the other thing that happens is that the liver, although the liver's not that bothered about sweet per se, when you're stressed, and I say when, not if, because I've yet to meet anyone who isn't completely overwhelmed and overloaded by modern living, your liver's response to the stress response is to spike glucose into the blood system. That's what it does. For fight or flight. Swap the other way. And all day long, if you're stressed over and over again, that's what your liver does. And often, we're not eating very much. Because I see a lot of people in clinic, and when I look into their diets, no one eats a lot these days. I remember my grandparents used to eat way more than we do. Firstly, because they moved more, but secondly, because they weren't so stressed. So then what happens is you're eating hardly anything and rushing around like a headless chicken all day. Then finally you get to the evening, you've had your dinner, or it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and your liver is out of glucose. It's all gone. It's all been spiked into the bloodstream. And see, bodies are really clever. So your liver knows that you're going to do the same thing the next day. So it thinks, oh my God, I need glucose and I need it now. And the body's intelligence goes, oh, I know. Because we've been marketed to our entire lives by brilliant companies like Cadbury's telling us how great their products are, and let's face it, they are quite nice. You go, ooh, I'll have some chocolate. And your willpower, which is in your kidneys, go, no, you're supposed to be on a diet. You're not supposed to be eating that. Remember, you gave sugar up. But you see, your liver's stronger than your kidneys as well. And your willpower has a finite sense, has a finite amount of willpower. Some people have more than others, but it has a limit. So you might find yourself 3 days into this diet that you're doing, going, right, that's it, I'm giving up this, I'm giving up that, I'm going up 6 a.m, I'm going to go for a run every day, that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to get trim, I'm going to do that. That's the kidneys, that's your willpower. And the liver, which is like 100 times the size of your kidneys, well, not 100, but it's a hell of, like, the liver's like this and the kidneys are like that, so it's big, right? The liver goes, yeah, right, I don't think so. Because if I don't spike her bloodstream with sugar all day long tomorrow while she's stressed and not eating anything, she's going to keel over. So, yeah, right, get out of the way, we're having some sugar. And in you go. And by the way, if you've got rid of all the sugary stuff in your house, because you've gone, right, that's it, I'm going to get it all out of the cupboards, I'm going to chuck it all away, you go for the cheese and biscuits. And if you've got rid of those as well, it's the muesli. Am I describing anyone on this feed? By the way, I speak from experience on this, okay? I am not the Dalai Lama. I am far from it. I am at the opposite end of the spectrum because I have been there. And then I understood. I thought, oh my goodness me, isn't that interesting? So what you've got to do is you've got to relax the body. And back we go to the lessons. Right, let's just go into swimming dragon. I'm going to slightly change it today because we did a lot of extra breath work at the beginning. So we're going to do our swimming dragon and I'm going to keep talking to you about sugar cravings, okay, before we run out of time. So, the liver has now won and it's gone, right, I need glucose for tomorrow, thanks. And actually, the easiest format, the better, because frankly, she's not been using her digestive system properly, or this person has not been using their digestive system properly all day, so it's a bit weak. Because the more we skip meals and the more we rush our food and the more we eat erratically and the more we then fast on this and then overeat on that and then cut out carbs and cut out meat and then cut out just about everything else and cut until the liver just basically has a complete meltdown and then you eat whatever it is. It's weakening the digestive system, which is the metabolism, okay? So it gets weaker. And then we get people in clinic going, well, I don't know, when I was younger, I used to be able to eat anything I liked. And now I'm in my 40s/50s, and I seem to be eating meat, fish and vegetables and all things I'm supposed to do, and I can't lose the weight. And it's because the metabolism is weak. It's like this. Looks like that. Needs to be full. If it's full, like this, strong metabolism. That's what we want. Marbles in our jar. So this is where the 12 rivers come in, because the 12 rivers will strengthen up all of the organs of the body. But it's not just about doing the 12 rivers and buying a gua sha tool and going, right, there we go, that'll do. It's about understanding what's going on with the body. You need to get under the bonnet of what's going on with your body. And what that is recognizing that this stress response that we go on and on and on about is just like a pandemic. This is the enemy of modern life because we are overly stressed. We have so much expectation with all this time-saving devices that we've now got. We've saved so much time that we've just crammed more in and everything's just sped up. We haven't saved any time at all. We're now just completely overwhelmed with everything we have to do. So I'm not suggesting that we don't live like that because that's kind of down to the individual, but what you have to do is bring in ways to de-stress the body throughout the day. And that is where the rescue breath comes in. This is the Heiyu method at this point. Okay, if you haven't got time to do the whole Qigong with me in the morning and the Jasmine's bowls at lunchtime and the meditation, although that would be ideal, use your tapper and use the rescue breath. The breath that we're doing in this class. Breathe into your lower belly. Breathe out with a smile. One deep breath resets the body. It resets it. It takes it out of stress into relaxation mode. If you can practice it for 10 minutes at your desk, that's a meditation. If you can practice it in the shower with the minerals, because they've got nice de-stress ingredients in them, anti-inflammatory ingredients, ingredients that relax the body. You breathing them in. It goes into those smells go into the olfactory nerve. They go into the body. They go into the psyche. They go into the bloodstream. The body goes, oh, I can have a little relax. And punctuate your day with moments of rest. Put a plan in place for your liver. Livers love a plan. That's the best thing about it. They're the planners of the body. So they need, and what livers love is a rhythm, like a baby. You know, I get up at 7, I do Qigong at 8. I eat my breakfast at 9, I have my lunch, I meditate, well, I listen to Jasmine at 12:15, I meditate at 12:30, I eat lunch at 1:15. I go for a walk at 6 o'clock. The body knows what to expect. The livers love it. Then the cravings will start to go because the liver doesn't need it. That's the point. If you eat at the right time, sensibly, in the right way, in a relaxed state, you won't get the cravings because the liver doesn't need the glucose and it's not bashing into the spleen and the spleen's not overwhelmed, so it doesn't need the reinforcements. You see, this is why it all connects. Let's just do the breathing, we've got time. So when I say open, I want us to breathe and breathe and breathe, okay? Anyone, even if you're in bed, this is how we fill the body. Open, breathe in. Breathe out. Open, breathe in. Breathe out. Open, breathe in. Close, breathe out. Now take your crystals if you have them, or socks, trilly pots, anything that's light, like the weight of a crystal, and your feet. And now really breathe, stretch. So I'll talk to you about intermittent fasting in a second. Smile, breathe. This exercise really supports every aspect of the body. Enjoy it, stretch into it, breathe into it. Smile into it. These movements bring harmony, vibration, breath, wisdom, kindness to the body. These healing higher self words I'm giving you, gratitude, kindness, compassion, universal love, wisdom, courage, gratitude, these words are the highest expression of the human. First, they help you. Then, you can extend when you're strong, the chi can then come beyond you and it can start to link to other people. It's already doing it on this feed. That's the miracles of bodies and human beings and energy. Okay, just this community alone is creating an energetic field. As we're all starting to get stronger ourselves, we strengthen each other simultaneously. We are connected. But we're not going to give it all away to each other before we're strong, because that doesn't sort the problem out. But you first start by being kind to yourself. So when we're in this pace of life, even if it's just a minute here and a minute there, or it's a breath, Even if you've got to breathe anyway. That's why I like talking about breaths. You have to breathe anyway. One breath with a smile and kindness to the self is a very powerful tool. And intermittent fasting, it's fine if that's what you want to do, as long as it's regular and as long as the meals either side are not overwhelming in comparison. Bodies do like to feel hungry. The Chinese would argue that you are better having smaller meals 3 times a day and feeling hungry before each one than one giant burst of hunger all at the same time. You should finish your evening meal by about 6 p.m. So you've got 4 clear hours before you go to bed, which would mean if you're then having your breakfast at about 8, that is an intermittent fast. But that puts breakfast firmly back at breakfast. So my argument would be more about it's the time that you're eating in the evening than missing your breakfast. And that early eating or eating your main meal at lunchtime and having time to digest it properly and just having something light at night at 6 p.m. is why we have breakfast. There's the fast. Because you need those 4 hours before you go to bed at night. Ideally, you should be going to bed around 10 at night, 10, 11 at the latest, especially if your livers are a bit exhausted. The Chinese like your liver's going to bed by 10 because you're going into the circuit of the liver energy and it needs to be asleep. So on that basis, I'm a fan of intermittent fasting as long as it's between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. There's your 14 hours. That's how people used to live. Jules is going to ring her unicorn bell in a second. Just take your hands, just circle around your tummy. Breathe. Exactly. If you've got small children, eating at 6 o'clock is easy. You eat with your kids. I know. I got the bell. Yeah, so what a lovely class. I know you probably all thought I was very mad at the beginning, but the intention of the beginning of this class is to get out that which does not serve you, okay? So I'm really glad you liked it. We are going to get well, okay? That is my mission in life, is to get you well. And it's Jules's and it's Catherine's. And Jules, despite the fact she moans at me, she loves it. Because Jules is one of the nicest people I've ever met. And she likes giving it away for free as well. So that's what we're going to do. Helen, thank you so much for joining us. It's so nice to be able to do my class because I love yours as well. Walnuts, lovely to see you again this morning. Lovely to see everybody. Have a lovely day. Jasmine will be doing her beautiful singing bowls at 12:15, more free healing. And then I will be doing the meditations at 12:30. And that's it. I will see you later. Have a lovely day. Please try and do a little bit of tapping, but I'll slightly overrun the class. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. We are officially the Morning Qigong.